Hi there and welcome to my local woods. So, which advice would a Viking have given a modern man today? Imagine that you're out hiking in the woods and some kind of magic happens and you encounter a Viking from the Viking age. And you sit down by the campfire and he has a few questions for you about your modern life, and I think that the first thing he would ask you that would be the following: how many sons do you have? How many daughters do you have? From which family do you come? What's your kin? What's your tribe? Who are your brothers? He would ask you about your family, where you come from. And if your response is that you don't really have a family of your own, you don't have a woman, you don't have kids, he would find that very strange. He would find it would give him reason to worry about you. Maybe he would ask you if you're an outcast, if you're an outlaw. I think that your new friend would be worried about you. I think that he would advise you to start a family, to have children, to be part of a tribe, to have male friends that will have your back in a time of crisis. He would be worried about your immortality, because in his mind, immortality is in your DNA. He wouldn't use those words, but he would try to explain to you how your bloodline is the source of your immortality, how your kids are the extension of you when you are no longer around. He would also ask you about your wealth. Have you managed to acquire wealth? Or fehu, it's the concept of fehu, acquiring wealth. So gold and silver and cattle and land. And if you answered that, well, that's not really how it works anymore. We have a job and we get paid every month, and we use that money to pay the rent and so on. We don't really get to acquire much wealth in the way that we're living. The big companies they own everything. He would find that unfair. Maybe he would advise you to be better at grabbing the opportunities in life. Maybe he would advise you to be more assertive. He would actually be a little bit worried that he's sitting there by the campfire talking to someone who is actually a slave. Because a free man acquires wealth. He moves through life as someone who will do what he wants. Now, you might not always be able to do what you want, but that should be your goal. That's what he would tell you. Be a slave to no one. Bend your knee to no one. He would probably also ask you about the women. The women in your time and age and culture. Because Vikings like women. And he would be interested in knowing if you have a woman, if you have a good woman. And maybe you would then respond with something like, well, we go on these dating apps and women are not really that interested, and it's so problematic with women these days, and they are talking about toxic masculinity and we can't really be men anymore and all of that. Your Viking friend would tell you that that's all a lot of bullcrap. That's nonsense. You should take pride in your masculinity, and you should be direct with women. They like that. You should be unafraid, and you should go through life in a way that is natural for you as a man. And do not listen to these people who are telling you that you should not be fully a man, that you shouldn't celebrate your masculinity and take pride in that. It's who you are. Be direct with women, be assertive with women, respect women and protect your woman if you have one. And by the way, my name is Bjorn, and I'm a historical novelist. I like to hike in these woods in my Viking gear. It connects me to my heritage and the past and to nature. Your Viking friend would be shocked to learn that you spend almost all of your time indoors. He would be worried again about your health, because if you spend all your time indoors, it's not good for your chest. You'll be inhaling a lot of smoke from the fire in your house. And then you would tell him that no, we don't have an open fire inside our houses, no, which he would find very strange. He would ask you to maybe to be more honorable in your life. He would ask you about your integrity and your honor, which to him is more important than wealth, actually. What are you doing that will make people talk about you as a good person when you're gone, when you're dead? What are you doing in your daily life so that you will be remembered as someone who deserves to be remembered? I think that your Viking friend would ask if you want to come and join him, because he wouldn't view your life in the modern world as better than his. Now, I guess some people out there, they will say that you are romanticizing the past. Maybe I am, but maybe not. Are we really happier in the modern world? Are we happier? I don't think so. I think that we have been removed from what is natural to us. We have been removed from nature. We have been removed and taken out of our tribe. We don't have a brotherhood as men anymore. And this is making us miserable. Your Viking friend would also have another piece of advice for you, possibly. But before I tell you what that piece of advice would be, I will ask you to click that subscribe button, leave a comment, and become part of this community. I upload videos here every Saturday here on this channel, and you will find no AI and no nonsense like that here. It's always real and authentic. So, his last piece of advice, I would say to most men, would be grow out your beard. Now, some of you guys watching this, you have a beard already. You have a full beard maybe, but if you don't, if you didn't, and you encountered a Viking out in the woods, he would ask you about your missing beard. What happened there? And he would say, you know, you have to grow out your beard. But anyway, I'll stay here a little while by my campfire. And you might want to click on one of the other thumbnails that should appear on the end screen. Yeah, thank you for spending this time with me, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.